What's going on? Benji here, and in this video I'm going to answer the students' questions from the Amazon Masterclass regarding product research. So let's jump in. Great, so we're here on this Word document where I've put together all of the student questions over the last week or so based on product research for Amazon. So you can see there's 9 questions here. Oh, there could be 8, or the numbering is a little bit messed up, but there's approximately 8 questions here that we'll go over together and answer. So, question number 1 from Juan. Jungle Scout opportunity score. Do you guys rely on the opportunity score on Jungle Scout? So what Juan is referring to is in the Jungle Scout extension. If you haven't got this Jungle Scout extension yet, I'll link it up for you. Definitely get it. It's an incredibly valuable tool for you to use when looking for products on Amazon. But for example, if I type in splatter screen and then pull up all these splatter screens selling on Amazon, and I click on the Jungle Scout extension, you can see it populates with all the data you need to make a choice whether you want to sell a splatter screen or not. So it's an incredible extension. If you haven't got it already, check the link in the description and we'll link it up. But you can see up here in the top right there is a opportunity score. Now this is new by Jungle Scout too, just about a month old now. And they give you a rating based on the demand and the competition of this niche or this sort of product. To answer your question directly, Juan, I don't depend on this at all. What I use it for is I like to look at it when looking for a product, and it's a good like backing up my thought process. Or if it's like say a 1 out of 10, so it's a scale of 1 to 10, I would definitely reconsider and see if I'm missing anything. But what Jungle Scout basically do is they look at the quality of listings. So they run their software through these listings and see, do they have 5 photos, do they have keywords in their bullet points, etc., etc. They look at how many listings are currently up here, as well as how many reviews the listings have for competition. And the demand, they look how much revenue and sales are being made in this category. So I would rely on the 6 super special secret criteria within the Amazon FBA Masterclass first, which takes into account much more than this. And then you can come in here and get a second opinion using the opportunity score here. Another thing that Evan was telling me is that they seem to be quite conservative too. He hasn't seen anything above a 5 yet. So I'm not sure what the deal is there, but he's going to come out with a video this week just on the opportunity score here for you, so make sure you subscribe to see that. Question number 2 from Catalin. 10-4 rule. Hey guys, if a product satisfies all the criteria but there are 4 products making over $10,000 in that niche but no products making $4,000 to $10,000, is that still a good pick? So I want to touch on 2 things right here. The first, I want to explain the 10-4 rule for those of you not in the course already or haven't been up to that part, is trying to identify if there's enough demand for your product. And we do that through seeing how much money is being made currently by the people on the first page. So the 10-4 rule is there should be 2 to 3 people on the first page making over $10,000. So you can see this one's $71,000. And then there's not a second one, but this is 9,500, which I would say is quite close. And then this one's 8,400, so again, pretty close. So it doesn't really fulfill the criteria specifically, but I would say it ticks the box. And the other one is the 4. So that's the 10 rule, 2 to 3 above 10. You also want an additional 2 to 3 above $4,000 revenue a month. And you can see there's definitely that here through the rest of these listings. There's a 6,000, there's an 8,000 which we included, so 7,000, another 7,000. So there is 3 here. There's another 6,000. So there's 4 here, so that does tick that box. Now, the 10 in that is to make sure that there is room to grow. So this person is doing $71,000 a month. It shows that there is a huge potential for your product. The 4 shows that there is demand across a series of products or across a series of listings, and it's not all going to one person who has a patent or who has a monopoly on that marketplace. So that's the 10-4 rule. So what I would say to your answer, to your question, Caitlin, is If there's 4 products making over 10,000, there's a lot of great potential for your product if you can become one of those 4 or make that 5. But if it's not spread across at least 2 to 3 other products, there might be something going on. You want to make sure that they're not too far ahead in the game. They don't have too many reviews, and you want to make sure you can get a little piece of that pie. I have a video which I'll link up in this video. It's called the Budget Competition Skill Diagonal. And this was missing for the course, so I went back and put this into our Amazon FBA Masterclass course, so you can see that in there now. But basically, this is the super special secret guidelines. So when I recommend people to find products, I give them these guidelines, which is this box right here. And that's the 10-4 rule, and then the competition rule, and lots of other rules. There's 6 guidelines total. And why I recommend them is because if you have lower or not as many marketing skills and a lower budget, you're going to do really well within these guidelines. You can always venture outside these guidelines, and they don't have to always fit these guidelines, but you may need the budget or the marketing skills necessary to make them profitable. So I guess the white is competition and the blue is lack of competition, and the profitability is the red line. So the red line goes up. The more marketing skills and budget you have, the more profit you can make, but the more competition there is. So the white is competition. So to give you an example here, product number 1 that I launched about probably 16, 17 months ago now, I had $1,500 to invest. So a very low budget down here, just a very, very low. If you have less than this, again, you can still launch a product, no problem, but just you're going to be making less profit. And I had an okay marketing skill. I gave myself just below a 5. I did a lot of Amazon Kindle, and I did some Udemy stuff. I had decent marketing skills, and that ended up making me $6,000 per month within 3 months. So I have videos on that too if you wanted to watch that. And then I have another one, which was I launched about 6 months ago now, and my marketing skill was much better because I'd launched about 5 or 6 products on Amazon prior to this one. So I give myself a 9 out of 10 on marketing. I also invested $85,000 into this new product, the product number 10 it was that I launched. So I'd launched 9 products before this. I had a high marketing skill, and then this product went on to do about $60,000 profit a month. So you can see I had a higher marketing, higher investment. It was way outside the super special secret guidelines, but I knew with my skills and my budget that I could really make a lot of money from it. So once again, these are entirely guidelines, and if you think you can, if you see a product that you really like and it doesn't fit perfectly, it doesn't have to fit perfectly. This is just the really safe zone. Outside that, you're probably going to make more money if you can be successful, but it's going to take a little bit longer and a little bit more skill, and maybe a little bit more money. So I hope that answers your question, Caitlin, I'm sorry, I don't know how to say your name. Joel, just curious, how much money do I need to start this FBA business? So I would say refer to that last question that I just answered and have a look at this. You can start with $20, you can start with $100,000. You're going to be making different amounts of profit on each one. So say I just made a video on this as well. So definitely subscribe to this channel, because if you're not, you're missing out on a lot of great content that we're putting out every single day. But if you have a low budget, say you have a $100 budget, you can come in and get something such as a toe separator, which I was looking at originally when I started selling on a low budget. Now these toe separators are super light, so they cost nothing to ship. They're super easy to make. They're just a piece of foam. Where's this purple one that I used in this other video? Should be here somewhere. Okay, maybe they've changed it. But basically, you can see that this is 5 cents, 6 cents per unit. So you can buy, there's a minimum of 3,000 pieces. You may be able to message them and see if they can do something different. So this is minimum order, 1,000 pieces. Find someone with a low minimum order. Here's 100 pairs for $1 each. 200 pairs for 10 cents each. So this product, for example, would cost you $20 to source. Ship it, maybe another $20. It's $40. You're in on Amazon. You have 200 pairs of them, and you can get started on a really low budget. It's going to be a lot of competition here, so you want to make sure that you are within the super special secret guidelines within the course in other areas. But if you have a low cost product and you have low cost shipping, so something small and light, and then there's not too much competition in your niche, you can get started on whatever budget you want. But once again, refer to that last explanation of this graphic that I did for you, because the more money you invest, the more you're going to make in general if you follow the right process. Micro niche products. Hey Benji and Evan, what do you think about micro niche products? I don't know what that is. For example, this product in USA, this product here, okay. I found some in the Germany market with 7 reviews, 15,000 gross revenue per month, okay. And really crap listings. What do you think? Is it easy to outrank the others and be on the first page fast? Cheers. Okay, Adam, interesting question. So I'm gonna look at this product and then give you a little tip. So my question to you, Adam, is how do you know that it's making $15,000 gross revenue on the German market? If you're using Jungle Scout, it's going to use estimates and algorithms for the US market. So I'm not entirely sure if you've got this on the right setting. I would double check that to make sure that they are making that much money. This is the item you've linked, which is selling well in the US, $21. This app's called Keeper, by the way, if you guys want to see the historic sales rank of any item. You can see all, so over the last 4 years, for example, 3 years, you can see exactly how it's doing. So it's doing pretty well with a rank under 1,000. So yeah, this is cool. It costs a little bit to ship. Let me just see what your question is. What do you think is easier to outrank the others and be on the first page? Micro niche products. I'm not exactly sure what the question is here. That product does look good depending on the competition of that product. I would double check if the German market stats are correct using Jungle Scout. 7 reviews is great, really low competition. So double check that the German market is accurate, and let me know what a micro niche product is, and if I can answer this more specifically for you, and I'll make that video for you. Danut, or Danut. 1 to 2,500 rank. Do you think a rank less than 1,000 is a good idea? So that's the bestseller rank, which is what we were looking at just then, which should be right here. Bestseller rank 776, and this is the historic one. So that's how Amazon compare all their products. They compare them against each other, see who sold more, and they rank them using the bestsellers rank. Don't need a lot of money to compete with that seller. Yes and no. You don't need to directly compete with the biggest sellers in your competition, in your niche. If you have enough money, you can become the biggest seller. But if you're the second or third biggest seller and you're still making $10,000 a month profit, that's totally fine. And I'm sure if you can make your product superior than the number one product in your niche, they're going to bring you a lot of sales because your item will be linked onto their listing, and they'll be getting all the traffic, and then they'll funnel it to your product, which is superior, and you'll be making good money off that. So again, I would come back to this graphic which I created and explained before as well. Depending on your budget and your marketing skills, you may need to stick within or very close to the guidelines, but again, you can be out of it and have a very low competition and make a lot of money still. But I would refer to that, but it's not always bad if you have a really big competitor in your niche. The note again, patent product, but a bit different. How about if we find a product which is patented, but we modify it a little bit? So I can't give any specific advice here on patents, and I don't know the product. I don't know what you're changing, so I really can't be helpful here at all. I would suggest if it's a big investment on your part, definitely hire a patent lawyer or find some legal help with that. If not, I would do some more research, see what competitors are selling, see if there's other people selling similar sorts of products, so that you can be sort of sure that it's not a patent on it if there's 100 people selling it. I can't comment on your specific situation, but again, there are ways to modify your product to make sure you get around patents. So depending on your situation, look into the best way to do that for yourself. Vasco, Jungle Scout accuracy. Regarding Jungle Scout, which is the plugin that we were using before, this plugin right here. Come back to my document. I heard a lot of people saying it's impossible to get exact values from Amazon, and Jungle Scout data is substantially off, especially sales and revenue 3 to 4 times the real value. Can a 10-4 rule be indicator of demand? So Vasco, Some categories may be slightly off on Jungle Scout. I sell a lot of products on Amazon, so I can see exactly how much I'm making, and then I can see how much Jungle Scout predict I'm making, and they're very, very close. They're very accurate indeed, especially on the US market. I want to stress that. Double check if it's working in any foreign markets that you're planning to sell in. But yes, Jungle Scout is very accurate. It may not be 100% accurate, but it also compares the products against each other. So it's still going to be a relative scale, and you're still going to see who's doing the best and who's doing the worst. I've actually had Jungle Scout underestimate my sales by quite a bit as well. So I think the people telling you that Jungle Scout is off, I'd like to hear from them specifically, but I don't believe it, because I've seen it myself, and I've launched over 10 products now, 12 products now. So I trust Jungle Scout because it's been useful to me. So yes, the 10-4 rule is a great indicator of demand. Caitlin again, not enough search volume to show results. Hey guys, what to do about products with not enough information on Google Trends, but they meet all other criteria. They meet all other criteria except for Google Trends. So just to show everybody, we can pull it up in the Jungle Scout too. So you can see the Google Trends, which is the amount of times that the splatter screen is the keyword here, has been searched over time since 2004. You can go to trends and you can search that more specifically over a time period, or in YouTube specifically. I recommend people do this to make sure that they are in an uptrend, so their product is not going to slowly die, or at least a stable trend there. If there is not enough data, I'm a little bit worried, because no one is searching for it on Google, which is a little bit strange. So make sure you got your presets in here right. If you're comparing something, maybe it might skew it a little bit, because if something's really big and then the other one's just 0 along the bottom, that may look like it's not. So make sure you're just searching one keyword. So I wouldn't search, for example, splatter in trends. I wouldn't search splatter screen for pans and pots, because that's probably going to come up with nothing. So make sure you're using the most searched, there you go, the most searched keywords for that. Maybe there's a synonym you're not seeing. But if it fulfills every other criteria in these 6 super special secret criteria, I'd say go ahead for sure. Because once again, that is, if you can fulfill that, I haven't seen any products in a while that do fulfill that, because it is a guideline, and you need to fulfill 80 to 90%, or even 10% if you have enough money or marketing skill. So, but if it does fulfill that 100%, I'd say definitely pull the trigger on that product. So they're the 9 questions. Before you go, comment any other questions you have below, and I'll make videos from that. Subscribe to the channel. We have daily videos coming out to help you grow your Amazon FBA brand to 7 figures and beyond. So if you're not subscribed, you're definitely missing out there. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next vid.